Okay, so we're back out here on our place in Frankston. I figured out how to do a live. We're trying to collect some chestnuts. Wife got my pole cutter over there, and we're gonna get some down. There's a lot of them falling, but you can see on the ground, it's birds everywhere. Most of them are open. From what I've seen, I had one of my guys to set a camera on that tree over there facing these trees over here. And there's pigs out here every night or every evening and all throughout. Grab these chestnuts as soon as they fall. Also raccoons out here, and I think some of them are knocking them down as well. I saw a few birds that were still closed and fairly green. The nuts inside were just about ready, so I just threw them in the bucket. But yeah, these pigs and the animals out here getting them. I just grabbed these few that were on the ground and a few low-hanging ones. Last time we were here, we kind of grabbed some of the lower ones. That's a big nut sitting right in that burr up there. I'm gonna try to grab that in a minute. I don't know if you can see it here with the lighting. But yeah, we're gonna commence to harvesting these nuts and try to get as many of them as we can. I got that extended, that pole cutter that my wife has over there. It reaches about 26 feet, so we ought to be able to get to the top with me holding it. And if we need to stand on the truck to get to the top of this tall tree, and like I said, we're going to try to clean as many of these as possible. Look at that, it's a big pretty nut and that burr up there. So yeah, most of them are starting to open. There's a burr right there. Is it open? It's not open yet. It's starting to open. It's on the ground, so the birds are falling. That's one with some good sized nuts in it right there. Yep, good sized nuts. As you see, the ground is littered. So this is why we had to get back down here. We was here this past Monday for Labor Day. So bare nut on the ground. So probably just failed because I saw on camera the pigs were here all night eating everything that was down there. And I didn't bring my rifle. I don't eat them porkers no more, but I would have popped one and took them to my father-in-law. He loves them, so I sit out here with my pistol, my SIG 9mm, but that probably ain't gonna do much. That's a big hog that's been showing up on camera. But yeah, it's a lot of nuts dropping right now, and they're out here feasting. The hogs, the raccoons. I'm gonna put that memory card back in the camera and see what shows up tonight or the next, between now and the next time that we come out. We're gonna pick probably for the next 40 minutes, and I gotta go meet a guy from the highway department. They're supposed to make a crossover onto the other side of the property across the road. Look at that one's starting to split. And so we're gonna meet them, take a quick break, and come back out and pick till about this afternoon. I have to go pick some lamb up. I had a lamb processed, so we're gonna go get that meat. We've not gathered most of them. We'll come get some more, and hopefully I can gather what all I can today, because I want to go and stop by and check on some chinky pin trees on a few properties and see if any of those are starting to open up, because we want to get some of those for the Ozark Chinky Pin Foundation. A few big trees that we're aware of in East Texas, and so we're going to go by and check some of those. But this depends on how long we're here harvesting with these chestnuts. So I'm going to walk around and see, because after we are done on this side, it's one that's opening up. Still quite a few birds up there, but a lot of them have fallen between now and the last time we were here. And last time we came, we weren't prepared. We was thinking we were still early. We came on September 2nd to open all of this stuff up because it had grown up and we was getting ready for harvest. Typically harvest here, you're looking at the end of September or towards the middle to the end of September. That's when we usually start. But this year and last year, you had things started falling early. So September 1st, probably actually in August, the chestnuts had started falling. Look at that one. It's loaded, big birds. This is one of the ones that's probably a 5-year-old tree. Planted from seed, as is that one. It might be 5 or 6. But the big ones I was under at first, they are the first trees that I planted probably about 10 years ago. A lot of these smaller ones are, when I started planting those trees about 10 years ago, I continued to plant every year up until about maybe 2021, 2022. I still got some at home in pots that I never planted, that I intended on planting. And some of them have gotten big. So I may try to bring some of those out here. I need to get them out of the pots. Look at that. That one's, I didn't even pay attention to that. Those some big birds at the top. This is one of the younger ones. I was probably planted from seed. Got, how many birds is that up there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. About 13 birds on that, and that's a younger tree. But they've been growing out here wild. Like I said, last time my guy, he ran over some of my smaller trees. Like I saw this one, so I told him to roll around it. So some of the ones that he hit, they'll probably come back up when I see them leaf out, probably in the spring. And before it gets too dense out here again, I'll send them back out, but I'm gonna flag everything that's small. Let's open up. Those are some big nuts. That's a big burr. That's probably a direct seeded tree. This is a huge tree back here. This one was one that, I guess a year or two after I planted it, then it got rubbed by a buck. So I had to pin it up, and it died, and it re-sprouted from beneath that rub. But this is a super tall tree too. Some nuts up there in the top of it. The ones I'm looking at don't look huge like the ones over on the other side. It's a pecan back there. Yeah, a few birds in that one. Yep. So most of my trees are producing. That's quite a few birds up in that one. That one's loaded. Good sized tree. I brought my pole saw so I can get that one that my guy wasn't able to get. It was so close to that tree, he didn't want it to damage the chestnut tree, this elm, cedar elm. And so I'll get my pole saw and clip those out of the way. I didn't get them to get over in here like I wanted, because there's quite a few birds on this one, and there's still vines and stuff around it, still kind of a mess around it. So we'll see about that. I'll try to get what I can off of it. But I got today and tomorrow. If there's anything that's green, that's not getting a split in it, I'm gonna leave them and see if my cousins can come back maybe next week or so, and if they can get the rest. But I don't think after today and tomorrow we'll leave too many. And I'm gonna try to load that truck bed up with chestnuts. That one's loaded. I didn't go back over in there last time, so I know I got something over in there. Yeah, I can see the leaves. Yeah, that's a big one over there. So you can't see it on the video probably because all of these elms in the way. Then it's pretty tall up in there going straight up. And I know I had one back up in there along the fence line. That one was tall a while back, but see if persimmon is at the top of it. I'm looking at maybe. Ain't about to go through all of that. This is the stuff I was saying in the last video. I would have him to come back and clear some other areas. And even on this far side, get through this thick stuff here and clear it out. And I'm gonna have to walk through it because I know I planted some smaller ones in there and I direct seeded some nuts. So if there's anything in there, he can open it up. Look at them turds. That's probably a hog right there. Yep, that big boar. I saw a huge boar the other night on camera. So, of course, unpacking my pistol in case I spook him up at all of this thick stuff. So I'm sure they're not too far. They're probably hanging around just waiting to come over here and chomp these nuts down. But anyway, we're gonna go ahead and start picking what we can, because in a little bit I'm about to have to meet the guys from the highway department, and we need to commence the harvesting as many of these nuts as we can. My wife wanted to play with the pole cutter over there to knock some of them down, so let's see what she's. I agree, Hugh. Look at those. So yep, it's harvest time at Tanner Hill Chestnuts, and we're gonna load up what we can. And I'll probably bring another update once we're done. It's time to get to work. Thank you guys for tuning in. We'll bring up another update in a little while. God bless.